stay tuned to the end of this video. I'll actually be giving you guys some more information and extra tips on how to save money and some apps that will actually credit you money if you use them, and will actually help make your stay in Chicago cheaper. So stay tuned for that. That will be at the end of the video. Until you find your way back home. Hey guys, thanks for watching this vlog. Today you are going to be finding out some tips on how to save some money on your next trip to Chicago. So I thought I would do another one of these how to save on vacation type of vlogs for Chicago because it's so close to home and I go there very often. I probably stay there about 2 times a year, like overnight. And I also did a recent vlog for how to save in Vegas, and that was a real hit. So I really enjoyed doing it, and that showed me that this is something that I love to do. So I'm going to continue doing that for you guys. The first thing I do want to say is a lot of the people who are my followers and friends on Facebook or Instagram might actually know some tips about Chicago because they are from the Chicagoland area just like I am. So if you are one of those people, make sure to leave a comment below and let me know any additional tips you might be able to let everyone else know as well. Another thing I do want to know is if you do like these how to save on vacation type of vlogs, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see some more videos like this. So the first thing I want to talk about is hotel and parking. So this is the first and very most important thing that can break your bank when going to Chicago, and it's not exactly the fun part of it. Like, it's not the fun part of going to Chicago. So I'm not really huge on spending on luxurious hotels or like anything with a big view or anything, because when you're in Chicago, the activities that you're gonna do most likely will have Chicago's view in it. We typically stay at the Chicago South Loop Hotel, and here's why. They have cheap prices, they have free parking, and we've always had a great stay there. I've never had anything to really complain about. And you might be thinking, well, it would stink to go to a hotel that isn't directly by the Magnificent Mile, because you have to drive or buy an Uber or whatever that is, pay for more parking. But an Uber only costed us $4 from our hotel to the Magnificent Mile. It's about a little over 3 miles from each other. And we planned everything out in advance to make sure where we went, we could walk to the other places where we wanted to go to, and then took an Uber to the farther places. And I did want to do a little bit of math for you guys to kind of show you the overall prices between our hotel and a hotel on the Magnificent Mile. So this is for a 1-night standard king, and it includes taxes and fees, and this is also for weekday prices. So this isn't over the weekend. That actually will probably be more expensive. So yeah, keep that in mind. For the hotel in Chicago South Loop, you will be spending $106. At the Hyatt, you will be spending $153. For parking in South Loop, it'll be $0 because it is absolutely free for you. And in the Hyatt, you either have a decision between self-park, which is $55, but you cannot take your car in or out during your stay. And you also have a decision between valet parking, which is $65, and it is unlimited in and out. Travel in South Loop is $21. That was our Uber cost to get to other areas of Chicago. And for the Hyatt, it actually depends, because if you get the self-park, you can't take your car out or in, so you'll have to get an Uber to get to places. And if you do valet parking and you do take your car in or out, you'll have to be able to park your car somewhere around the city, wherever you're going. So that would be an additional cost that isn't put into this calculation. So the total for South Loop, $127 for 2 people, $63 for 1 person. Really isn't that bad. But if that still sounds pricey, let's do the total on the Hyatt and the Mag Mile. The total for Hyatt is $218 for 2 people, so almost double the amount of what South Loop is, and $109 for 1 person plus any additional travel costs. You have to keep that in mind. For me, I'd rather use that extra 50 or more bucks to use towards a dinner or something more exciting for me rather than a nice hotel. I don't know, that's just my personal opinion. But I will have some more tips about how to save if you do decide to be if you do decide to get a hotel on the Magnificent Mile. Just stay tuned, I'll talk about those in a bit. All right, next thing's next, food. This is the best part about Chicago in my opinion. You can really go anywhere and you'll seriously have like the best food ever. I don't know what it is, like everywhere in Chicago is so good, but it can be really expensive if you do want a nice you know, luxury dinner with your significant other or something. So I did want to list a few classic sit-down restaurants that I've been to that were still really nice. They had a good ambiance and they have a variety of food for everyone to enjoy, because it means I kind of like different types of food and it doesn't break the bank. And so that is the Cheesecake Factory, you can never go wrong with that. The Grand Lux, that's also like, it's one of my favorites, mine and Zach's favorites actually. And Portillo's, there is one out here by us, but I have been to the one in Chicago and it is phenomenal. Portillo's is, in general, is just, if you've never been to Chicago, if you've never had Portillo's, you have to go. Like, there's just no not going, like you just have to. The other place I went to is Harry Caray's in the Pier. That one isn't expensive. It's like a certain type of Harry Caray, but it's still like really nice and stuff. There's Gino's East Pizza, because if you're in Chicago, you gotta get some deep dish pizza. Giordano's Pizza, and there's also Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder, which is the best. Zach and I always go whenever we stay the night in Chicago. But I am going to warn you that there is going to be a very long wait if you go in at any time. So make sure to go about an hour before they open so you don't have to wait 3 hours to get in and eat your food and be starving. But I'm telling you, every minute of that wait is worth it. So just keep in mind. And also just a little hint that there is free parking around the Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder, so you won't have to worry about paying for that. Oh, and also keep in mind that hotels in Chicago typically do have a mini fridge. If not, like, just ask them about it or just take a look at the amenities that the hotel provides. So you can bring snacks and breakfast and stuff, so you don't have to spend on those types of things. The next thing I'm going to talk about is activities. Chicago is great in the winter time. There's so much to see, and it has a beautiful Christmas vibe. So I'm going to talk a little bit about newcomers in the winter time. The first thing is the Christkindl Market. I don't really know how to say it, but it's like this German marketplace. I think it's German. I might be wrong, but it's really cool. There's tons of people who are there. They have like drinks and apple cider and hot chocolate and pretzels, and they have like little toys and handmade carved boards and just so many things. Like, it's just a bunch of little markets, and you can get to like walk around and buy stuff if you want, or you can just go and look at stuff. That's what me and Zach did. The next thing is the Water Tower Mall. You can go here at any time of the season. It's just a must-do in Chicago. You know, if you've never been there before, just go check it out. And yeah, it's like, I think a 5 or 6 story mall. It's pretty cool. It has a lot of stores, so go check that one out. The next thing is the Navy Pier. There's a lot of things to do there. They have a Ferris wheel. They have tons of shops and restaurants inside, so that's another place to go check out. The Chicago Riverwalk, it is beautiful, definitely a sightseeing place. Lincoln Park Zoo Lights, that only goes on during the winter time around Christmas and New Year's, and I think it ends actually after New Year's. So that's another really cool place to check out. And the next thing is the Magnificent Mile. You can just take a stroll down Magnificent Mile, window shop, take a look, you know, sightseeing type of thing. It's really beautiful. The next thing is the Millennium Park. There is a Christmas tree there, and then there's the bean and all that fun stuff. And then Dali Plaza, I think that's how you say it. The ice skating rink is there. And Grant Park, which where like the Buckingham Fountain is and all that stuff. And all those parks and stuff are all next to each other. So you can kind of walk through Millennium and get to like Grant Park and all in just one walk. Then I gathered things to do for less than $40. The first thing is Skydeck Chicago. So this is more of like the views. You're gonna see like really pretty views of Chicago and stuff. That's at the Willis Tower. The Willis Tower, and it's $23. The other one is a 360 observation deck that is at the John Hancock, and it is $19, so it's a little bit cheaper. And the next thing is museums. So I'm just gonna list some of the most important and biggest museums in Chicago because they have a ton, like literally so many. Keep in mind that these are general admission prices. There's the Adler Planetarium, that one is $12. Shedd Aquarium, $40. Field Museum, $22. Art Institute of Chicago is $16, and Museum of Science and Industry is $18. Some museums even offer free admission during certain times and days of the week, and some for only Illinois residents as well. So I actually will link that down below if you guys do want to take a look and you are an Illinois resident. You can check that out. But like I said, I think they have some for Illinois residents and some for non-residents. So take a look. And if you are planning to stay for a while, there is a Chicago Go card and a City Pass. So these are just passes that will give you more access to like multiple museums or like the Sky Deck and stuff like that, and like give you like a lump sum of all these things that you can do for like a cheaper price, a cheaper total price. So I will also link those down below so you can take a look at that if you're interested. And those are kind of the main attractions that I had for Chicago. There is a ton more out there, but like I said, I just kind of wanted to put a few of the basics out there if you've never been to Chicago, and yeah, things you have to see. So I did compile a few extra tips that are going to help save some money for you. First of all, keep in mind shopping in Chicago is extremely expensive, but on top of that, they have a combined tax rate of 10.25%. So please keep that in mind when you buy stuff. Something that I recently found out about was the SPOTHERO app, which is actually an app that will show you cheaper parking around the city or any other place that you plan to travel to. I actually put a link down below to save you $10 if you make a $11 or more purchase. So that is pretty awesome. Click that link below. Also, hotels offer a cheaper rate on the weekdays, which I said earlier, but just keep that in mind. Weekends are going to be a little bit more expensive, sometimes even double the price. Like, it's crazy. But with that being said, events, big events are extremely expensive as well. So like the Magnificent Mile Lights Festival, like things will be double the price that they usually are. So keep that in mind when you're booking your next stay at Chicago. Yeah, because they will really upcharge for big events. Next thing is to take a look at Airbnb for your stay. If you don't care really about the hotel ambiance or wouldn't mind staying in someone else's place, you might even actually get free parking with their place as well. Check out Airbnb. I will link that down as well. That will actually save you $40 on your next stay. So if you click that link below, you should be credited $40 for your next Airbnb stay. Lastly, saving doesn't exactly mean doing absolutely nothing at all, but rather it could mean just prioritizing one or two things that are really important to you, which are food or like a nice view at a hotel, and then being cheaper or not spending so much on something that's not really important to you, like museums, which is for me, I don't really care for museums, or parking in the city because you can walk everywhere you need to go. So just kind of prioritize what it is that is important to you and what's not. Don't spend on things that are not important to you. And as I always say, you can have fun if you spend a lot of money, and if you don't spend much money at all, you can still have fun. Just depends on how you make of it. All right guys, that is all for today. I really hope that this could be some type of help for you to save some bucks in Chicago, because I know it's a very expensive place to stay. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more, because I do have some more saving money tips coming for you soon, college student edition, make sure to subscribe to keep updated on my channel. And make sure to comment as well, if, like I said in the beginning, if you are a Chicagoland area person and you have some more tips to give to us. All right, I'm gonna end it off there, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next vlog.